Busch on the pit lane, Dave.
To keep these guys from doing the two-car tandem, NASCAR puts a pressure relief valve on the radiators, so if it gets hot, it pops that valve at 25 pounds per square inch. Kurt's last couple of laps, 39 pounds per square inch. The good thing was it was still reading, which meant there was water there, but it was way overheated. They're trying to put some cool water in it and try to get it to cool back down. Even when he ran by himself, Kurt could not get the temps to come down in the one car.
Yeah, the fact that it was 39 pounds means it was trying to blow off more pressure than the valve would flow. That tells you it was really hot, pushing a lot of water, a lot of steam.
Yeah, he'd gotten past that point of no return. Kevin Harvick to the point, 33, pushed by Kyle Busch.
Well, Kyle needs a new partner. That's a good one. That's an unlikely pairing, though, I'll have to say. Uh-oh.
Trouble off turn 2. Got a car in trouble.
You're clear right there. You're clear. Tire and everything, carcass came off. We cut a tire in two. Didn't hit anything. Here, don't worry about it. Just limp her back. Tires will rip the fenders off.
Josh Richards, third caution of the race. Check that, fourth caution of the race with 36 laps to go.
Probably some contact side to side. They were all close back there, back in the pack, and that probably cut the sidewall out of the tire. See, right there's where the tire goes.
And a couple of guys that have been hanging back, playing that hangout back strategy all race long.
Whoops.
Look at that.
Almost didn't work out.
John West Townley in the 24 into the back of Brad Keselowski in the 22.
Sometimes you have somebody joining your party that hadn't been there all day.
There's just nowhere to hide out here, even at the back. See, I think you're in a pretty safe spot. No real action going on. All of a sudden, a guy blows a tire right in front of him.
Richards had gotten a lap down, got the free pass last caution, and gotten back on the lead lap. He was running 19th at the time of that trouble. So tough luck there for...
Well, it puts everyone now in the fuel window, so you don't have to worry about that.
I'll try.
Is the plan changing down on the pit lane that we showed you just a minute ago?
Uh-oh, looks like it. They said fuel only no matter what, but what about this? Okay, looks like they are going to do just gas. 6 seconds only, it says. They've calculated how much fuel they need and how long it'll take.
Remember earlier we talked about don't give up and Kyle Busch coming back from a spin last year to win the race? Well, just keep this in mind with his brother Kurt. John West Townley was the only car a lap down besides Kurt. He's going to get the free pass on this caution. That'll put Kurt, the only car, one lap down. Another yellow brings him back onto the lead lap for the finish.
Well, I had kind of counted him out when I saw him on pit road under green putting water in, but hey, maybe not.
Never know. Stops with 34 laps to go. Money time for the pit crews, Dave.
Fuel only for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Just precious gallons of Sunoco fuel to take him till the end. He'll keep the tires he's got. Good to go. Mike?
Joe Nemechek running inside the top 5, not willing to give up much track position, no tires, just fuel on the 87 car. Doc?
Fuel only. Brian Smith, the fuel man. Got to get one whole can in. Got it in, and Harvick is away. Jamie?
Well, the plan for the 2 and the 18 was fuel only, but you see the crew working on the left-hand side of Elliott Sadler. He said, guys, I ran over debris again. We need to take tires a little bit longer than anticipated.
All right, so he and Logano get back together for this last run of the race. Might be a little interesting. Back for the restart after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
ESPN's coverage of the NASCAR Nationwide Series on ABC. Brought to you by John Deere. Hurry into your dealer for additional green tag savings during our biggest deer season event ever.
A Talladega version of synchronized swimming.
I'm not sure that's the way that's supposed to work with that snorkel.
Yeah, I don't think when you take the snorkel underwater, it works quite as well. Down to the final 33 laps at the world's fastest speedway on a scorching hot afternoon. We've had already 34 lead changes today and still got plenty more to come. Sam Hornish Jr. in the 12 is the race leader as we work behind the safety car and clean up from this most recent yellow flag. He is not yet pitted under the yellow. Expect to see him on the pit lane momentarily, which will put Kevin Harvick up to the point unless he goes to pit lane too.
Real pit here, we led a lap.
Sam fourth in the championship coming in, so staying out to make sure they let a lap, collect the bonus point toward the title. Going on. Remember, we saw the 41 car get damaged in an accident a little while ago. The car is still in the race. There's been a driver change, though, Doc.
Yeah, that's Timmy Hill. You're looking at right there, Alan, last year's Rookie of the Year. I just talked to him when he climbed out of the car. He said he'd been sick for the last day or so with an intestinal flu, throwing up last night, couldn't keep anything down, got nauseated, got lightheaded, couldn't get enough fluids in him in the car, and lightheaded here at 195 miles an hour is not where you want to be. So they put Blake Cook in the car, and Timmy here trying to get some oxygen and some fluids. Alan?
Blake Cook was here for the weekend, one of the regulars in the Nationwide Series, unable to be in the race when qualifying was rained out the other day, so he'll get to finish the last quarter of the race or so behind the wheel of that 41 car. Cleanup continues. We'll get back to racing in a moment. How's this one going to play out? Going to be another last lap pass for the win like we've seen the last 3 straight years? Think so. Back live, Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama with the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Getting down to it. Getting down to the deciding laps of this one. Though at this giant 2 2/3 mile racetrack, 31 laps is a lot of racing.
Yeah, it seems like we've made our last pit stop. It seems like, well, okay, we got to get with it here, but you really have to be patient from here now to the end. I think about 4 or 5 laps to go is when the intensity level needs to come up, but we'll see it now.
Yeah, we're going to definitely see it. There's going to be a lot more taking here than what there is giving. And it's natural for the driver to think that's not that far to go. And a lot of these drivers that don't have a lot of experience here think they need to make all of this happen now. And I look for some things to start happening.
A little while ago, Jeremy Clements was up in the middle of that lead group, racing for a top 10 spot, had to make a green flag pit stop due to some damage to the grill. Got him a couple of laps down. He's just taken a wave around. Now he and Kurt Busch, the only cars 1 lap down, are essentially racing for the free pass if we get another caution to get back on the lead lap. So, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch in the front row for the restart. Danica Patrick, Kenny Wallace inside row number 2.
We're still holding you back. We haven't cut you loose yet.
Yeah, you definitely exercise a lot of restraint out here, but sometimes being over anxious gets you to the back, too.
Yeah, but you've learned all that. You understand that it's all about.
Well, she understands that business is going to pick up. The intensity grows as the laps wind down. 26 cars on the lead lap as the green flag waves again. See a move toward the front for the first time all day by Hornish in the 12 and Keselowski in the 22. 3 wide for the lead. Around lap traffic, make it 4 wide. Has been like in recent years at Talladega. That one would have been Joey Logano.
200ths of a second.
By a little bit.
quicker when it comes time. He knows how to get the job done here.
First time we've seen that 22 and 12 race today with Keselowski and Hornish.
Yeah, and I'm actually a little surprised that they're making a move this early. I don't think they could get as far back as they were, but maybe it's time for them to go and see what they've got, Jamie.
Well, that's exactly what's happening. Chad Walter, the crew chief for the 12 car, Sam Hornish Jr., he just told his driver before they went green, he said, we anticipate there's going to be more cautions. We need to make our move. Let's go. Let's hook up with the 22, go to the front.
Well, Jamie, since you mentioned it.
Well, the best chance for one of these big wrecks is now.
I was going to say, I don't necessarily know that I necessarily understand the strategy if you've laid back all day and you know there's going to be more cautions, but, you know, everybody has their way of going about this.
The closer to the finish and the more take and the less give, the more likely the big multi-car wreck. That's a part of racing here, too. We'll hope not.
No, we'll hope not, but, you know, the likelihood of that happening is going to increase as we get down here.